What's up, y'all? It's GC Kinsey, here with a fun vocal challenge. Can I still take my chest voice above a C5 after 1 year on testosterone? One of the things that testosterone has been changing about my voice is the breaking point between my vocal registers, my chest voice and my head voice. Everyone's voice has a natural break point where your chest voice can't go any higher and you have to use your head voice to get to the highest parts of your range. And coming at it from the other side, there's also a natural break point where your head voice can't go any lower, so you have to use your chest voice to get to the lowest parts of your range. Of course, that means there's going to be some overlap, some notes that you can choose to sing in either your chest voice or your head voice, but those breakpoints are still going to be there. So something a lot of singers do to smooth over those breakpoints is called mixed voice, where you blend your chest voice and your head voice together so that you get a nice transition across registers instead of a harsh difference in sound between them. Before I started testosterone, the highest note I could comfortably sing with my chest voice was a C5, that's 1 octave above middle C on the piano. I could take my chest voice above that, but it was a stretch. I absolutely could not take it above a D5, so I considered D5 my break point. Now that I'm on T, that break point has started to shift lower, where C5 now feels like my new upper limit for my chest voice, and some of the notes just below that, like B4 or A sharp 4, feel more comfortable in mixed voice even though they're still doable in chest. But there's one song that I have loved with all my heart since I was 10 years old. It's my favorite song from the 90s. I've been singing it on a regular basis since then, and I have consistently been able to hit the C sharp 5s in the chorus with my chest voice. But after 1 year on testosterone, I decided to challenge myself to see if I could still sing it the way I always had. And that song is What's Up by 4 Non-Blondes. I made a cosplay music video to this song back in the fall of 2020 featuring my original drag character Captain Glitterbeard and his merry band of pirates of the Caribbean, which means I have a good pre-T recording of it that I can use to point out where and how I use different vocal registers. The pre-chorus is a part of the song where you get to hear me use chest voice, mixed voice, and head voice in different areas. So I'm going to show a clip of that and label which vocal register I'm in as I'm singing it.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I am feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath, then I get real high and I scream the top of my lungs, what's going on?
On some of those notes, I couldn't have used my chest voice even if I wanted to because it just would not have gone that high. So I had to use either head voice or mixed voice strategically based on what would best suit the delivery of each note. So that was the pre-chorus, and now let's talk about the chorus. The chorus appears twice in this song, and on the first one I approached it the same way that Linda Perry did in the original recording, where the word hey starts off in head voice and then flips down into chest. And then for the second chorus, once again, I mirrored what Linda Perry did and sang the whole thing at full volume with my chest voice. Now, I can't say with 100% certainty whether Linda was using chest voice or mixed voice here. A lot of singers have a very powerful mixed voice that's indistinguishable from the sound of their chest voice. I can only speak for myself and how I sang it, and I was using my chest voice. So now that I've gone over how I use my vocal registers in the pre-T recording, let's actually have a listen to that whole second verse, pre-chorus, and chorus where I maximize the use of my chest voice, and then we can use that as a basis for comparison.
And I try, oh my God, do I try? I try all the time in this institution. I pray. Oh my God, do I pray. I pray every single day for evolution. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I am feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath, then I get real high and I scream the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I say, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on?
And now let's listen to the version of the song I recorded after 1 year on T.
"25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that the world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I am feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath, then I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Ooh, 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 and I try. Oh my God, do I try? I try all the time in this institution, and I pray. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day for evolution. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I am feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath, then I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination.
The challenge I set out to answer here was, can I still take my chest voice above a C5? And because I did hit multiple C-sharp 5s in my chest voice in this recording, I'm going to call it a success. But I also want to point out that this is a classic case of just because you can doesn't mean you should. Because this studio session was brutal. It wore my voice out. All I got to do was a warm-up and 4 takes, and by that 4th take, my voice was cracking all over the place. I think I chugged about 10 ounces of water between each take because I couldn't have gotten through them otherwise, and then I had to soothe my throat with a giant mug of tea afterward, and then I couldn't stay asleep that night because of what I had done to my poor bladder. I also didn't have a single one of those 4 takes that was completely clean, meaning without any kind of cracking or strain or struggle to hit the notes somewhere. So I can no longer trust myself to sing this song live if I sing it the way I always have. That means I'm going to have to do one of 2 things. I can either start singing it in a lower key that's better suited to my new tenor voice, or if I want to keep singing it in the original key, I've got to relearn how to sing the chorus in mixed voice. And I am no stranger to that, by the way. One thing I've been working on a lot with this shift in the breakpoint between vocal registers on T is relearning the muscle memory around when and how to employ chest voice, head voice, and mixed voice in specific songs. In fact, if you want to hear an example of that, I recorded a cover of Hey Soul Sister by Tran at 11 months on T, and I sang the whole thing mostly in mixed voice with a few head notes here and there, whereas pre-T I'd always sung this song in chest voice. So that's something I'll be working on with What's Up and a whole bunch of other songs. For now, because my voice is still changing, I'm mostly focused on playing around with chest, head, and mixed voice placement and being flexible with it. Then when my voice settles out, I can take that flexibility and use it to help cement new muscle memory patterns for singing my favorite songs. If you're a singer who's experiencing testosterone-driven voice changes and you suddenly find yourself unable to sing a song you love in the same way you always have, my number 1 bit of advice for you is don't freak out. Because with training, you absolutely can still sing that song in a new way, and chances are it will sound even better than it did before. And that's a good place to wrap things up, so I hope you enjoyed this challenge as much as I did. What's Up will always be one of my favorite songs, and I would love to hear what you thought of both my pre-T and post-T covers of it, so let me know in the comments. You can also reach out to me on other social media. I'm GC Kinsey across all platforms. And while you're here, feel free to check out some of my other videos. I've got a bunch of other pre-T and post-T voice recordings. I've got cosplay music videos, makeup demos, vlogs about my experiences as a queer person, and more right here on this channel. So make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything new. And with that, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all of your support. I hope you had an awesome time, and I will see you on the next one.